Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We're doing something a little bit different today. It's a neurofeedback game review, Brain Rage at the Office. Hey guys, so the name of the game is Brain Rage at the Office. It's currently available on Google Play. Uh, I paid 15.99 Canadian for it. I don't know how it shows up in other countries, but it's a relatively available, accessible game. It's published by BCI Games, which is a studio by a solo developer called named Diego Saldivar. He's a fellow that's been quite active online in the neurogaming community. He's been advertising his game for quite a while, or at least telling about how his experience in developing it and the challenges he had to bring it to the market. So here it is today. It was published on September 9th, as far as I know. I had it for roughly a month. Played a bit with it. So this is how it shows up. I'm currently playing on my phone, but I'm sharing my screen here so you can see how it works. It's a game that plays with the Muse 2 here that I have. I'll show you a little bit the details of the gameplay. So first I started my Muse. You go in headset. Now it actually detects my Muse already, but I had absolutely no issue in the first connection. So I think I scan, or if I rescan, and it found my Muse quite rapidly, and the connection. If I just connect, you see it's a flawless process. Kudo on Diego for making a system that connects so efficiently. We have like the feedback here, so we have like electrode quality. Okay, they should all show up as green. You might have like a few that are yellow, but you see, so it's mostly in place. And then we have like some numbers for the various metrics that are available, that are used by this game. So we have focus, calm, and flow. I don't know what's the difference between focus and flow. I tend to group them into like the broad category of attention, focus, flow, engagement. Here they're shown as two different metrics. I try to control them. I wouldn't say that I have a strong control over the metrics. I'm going to bring this as part of my conclusion, but this is the three metrics that are being used by this game. As far as I know, they're all derived from EEG, even though we also have like hard sensing with the Muse 2. I think it's all based EEG based metrics. So you see, so the pairing's done. We have a good feedback about the connection quality. I go with orange. I don't know how the threshold works, but even if it's orange, I use it, and so far it's been working fine. So this is it. Now let me start a game. Just show you a little bit of gameplay. So the sound is good. We have some humoristic elements. And the game consists in destroying. So I have buttons to launch the attacks. I have haptic feedback, which I think was a very surprising, happily surprising element of the game. So I have haptic feedback when I destroy elements. And I have two buttons. I have this one here, which is kind of like the standard punch. And then I have this one, which is controlled by the graph here. And I can go into aggression mode. I think it's using focus. I was able to trigger some calm. Okay, it's a little bit hard. Let me just bring this volume down a little bit. I was able to get a few games where I'm going mostly on the calm, but this is where I think the control is just a little bit limiting. That is, yes, you can get this a feeling that you have a little bit of control over the type of weapon, let's call it like that, or the type of power, but it's definitely not like a very, very strong control. I think there's more that can be done with the Muse itself. But I think it's besides that, I think the game. Let's play a little bit more. I think you see the characters changing every time. We have a little bit quote here, so it's kind of like a little bit of humor in the game. We get fired, okay, and there we go again. And the way it works is technically using your brainwave. You choose which power you're using, and this will give you points based on what you destroy with which power. This is what gives you points. And depending on which power you use the most, you see here the scoring board. So you have three categories: fire, punch, and cold. And depending on which one you use the most, I'll stick to it because I haven't seen the cold ending yet. And depending on which one you score the most point with, it will provide a card at the end of the game that will tell you, give you some kind of like explanation about your power. So besides the power, the two buttons here, those the standard punch and the power, you have like a controller to navigate the environment. So it's pretty standard at this point. It's a little bit hard to get. I mean, there's something a little bit off in the way it turns and everything. I don't know what it is. You get the hang of it, but the first game, somehow the control is maybe a little bit too stiff, no? So it's very reactive. So you see, so now you get the ending: freeze, regen, cold, yet precise. Your icy fury. So just a little touch here that you get a message depending on which power generated the most points. And we have the manual here. So you see, so we have like the psycho punch, so more focus, more power. Then you have the mood that is used to control the cold and the hot, or the fire. The elemental punch, then calm equals ice, excited equals fire, and more focus, more power. So you see, so that's a little bit of it. That's the big picture for this game. Now, is it fun? We have to consider the context here. I mean, obviously, it's not like a AAA game. It's not like the best game that I've played. That's obvious. But the fact that it's a neuro game, I think, brings something different. If you're like me, someone who's invested in the field of BCI, I think this is a groundbreaking game that is the first one that I personally played that is through the Google Store, that makes use of a piece of equipment that I own, the Muse, which is quite accessible. Through the Google Store, you can get a discount for the Muse, by the way. You have like a code somewhere. I saw that. Where is it? You need the Muse here. You have a discount code for the Muse. So if you want to buy one, that's a good way to get it. So the fact that it's a game that uses the Muse, it's from a indie developer, Diego. I think, I mean, I played like a few games, no, really like 5 or 6 games that I really played, tried to play with the metrics, tried to play with, evaluate the thing. Is it worth the price? I mean, given the context, totally. I really think that paying this price for a game that encourage a fellow of the community, independent developer, I totally think that this is worth it. I think Diego here is kind of like bringing an icebreaker to show what can be done as a neurofeedback game. I do think that this is the first of something that can improve over time. So I do think that we could get better metrics, for instance. One improvements that I would love here that I was really looking for is if you could get some graph modes here that you can switch and see the metrics as you do some kind of a... I do think that people who are interested in this kind of game are researchers, enthusiasts, hackers, and they want to be able to use the gaming platform to kind of experiment a little bit more. So maybe have like a graph mode, maybe some calibration-ish mode that you can play with the metrics, kind of like instructions that tells you how to control the metrics. I do think that people will want to understand how they can get better control and train with the metrics, such that when they play the game, they can get like a better control of it. So that's my little bit of like what could be improved. And this being said, I mean, it's fun. I mean, you play a few games, it's fun, it supports the community. So, in my opinion, I think we should. I mean, it was a well invested $16. That being said, there are a few things. I mean, I really see this as being the first. I do think that there are better metrics to be used, but kudo, Diego. I think you did a fantastic game to bring this to the market, bring this in the store. It's definitely opening the way for the more games to come. So thanks a lot. On this, I hope you like the review. I mean, look, I'm not paid by the studio or by Diego, so I hope you'll find the time to check it out. I think it's definitely worth a few bucks to see what is the future of neurogaming, and this is the beginning of it. So thanks a lot for your time, and have an amazing day.